quoting, we're looking at a much bigger deal with the quoting, right? Like I said before, you've heard me saying I don't like price per price per point. When you do price per point, you don't know if you can do the job. If you're in profit with the job, you don't know how long you've got to do the job. You've literally got a price and nothing else much to go with. So let me just get rid of that. So what I prefer is to do a proper quote. Now, using a spreadsheet to create your quote, first thing you want to do is set your page up. Okay, so we want to first of all set our margins are fine. I prefer to do narrow margins myself. Orientation, because this is going to be quite a large spreadsheet, we're going to go landscape with it. And the size, we're going to stick with A4 now. I know it already says A4, but if I tap A4 now, what's this? Right, you can see these lines appear. Now, to make that more clear, what we can do is in view, we can get rid of our grid lines. Right, and now you can see where your A4 page is. Now, what else I'll do here is I'm going to shrink the size. If we tap that corner, it highlights the entire spreadsheet. I'm going to shrink the size of these cells. Okay, I'm going to make them square. Right, that's just to give me more space to mess around. So if I now highlight the entire page, not that much. Ooh, where am I going with this? I just want to go up to the first page there, and I'm going to put in there all grid lines. Okay, so now I can see my full page. So setting this up, all right, the top of the page, we're going to start by blending or merging all these cells across here. I'm going to merge them. See this handy little button here, merge in center? All right, we don't have to merge in center, we can merge across or whatever we want, but we can align it there. Let's give it a color. Let's make it orange. Why not? Which means our words are going to have to be white and we make them bold. So we're going to call this, well, this is our quoting sheet, isn't it? This is our quote. All right. So, first column, we're going to do our items, all right? Our item number. And you see that spread across a couple of boxes there. So we're going to merge those together, merge in center. Now, because this is our item number, we're going to merge down the page as well. Now, I'm going to need a few boxes at the end of the page, but I'll just merge them across anyway. Merge in center all those. No, I don't want to merge in center like that. I want to merge across on them. All right, and then I'll put my lines back in. So this is item number 1, number 2, and Excel's dead good. It knows what you're doing when you try and do this. So if you grab hold of the corner there, see how it turns to a little black plus sign? See how it counts up now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to go to 15. Okay, so that's my item numbers. What work is required? So the next bit we want to see what's the job, right? What is the job? Job description. Okay, so on a job description. Now our job descriptions are going to be quite long, so let's expand this a little bit. Let's go to there, and we'll merge across. So let's give an example, a job of, let's say, replacing a fuse board, or replace a consumer unit. Now here is my first job. So now we can put more information in there if we want, locations and details, but let's just move on to the materials list. Okay, so we're going to merge a couple of boxes here for the materials list. Merge across there, materials, and we'll do first fix because we want to separate our job. Okay, and then the quantity. So we'll do 3 boxes, I think, for quantity. We'll find out if that works now. Quantity. Okay, that worked. And your price now, because first fix, let's merge across here. Because your first fix is generally your cable that you're installing, or conduit, or trunking, or tray, we're looking at lengths for your first fix, aren't we? Right. So we'll put a quantity, but we're in not quantity. Why am I doing quantity? Unit, right? Unit price, and we'll put per meter. Let's just put PM, per meter, okay? Or unit price, PM, like that. And it looks like I'm going to need an extra box to make that work. There you go, merge that across. All right. So now we're after how many boxes did we nick here for first fix? 1, 2, 3, 7. Right, let's do 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So merge them across. And now we're going to do materials, second fix. Okay, and we've got plenty of boxes left here, haven't we? I might move these over a bit. So quantity, merge across, or merge in center I've just done. Okay, so go on to T, and we'll put a line that to the left, and then we add 4, didn't we, for the next one? So we could actually, if we wanted to, right, what we'll do is make this a bit nicer. We'll merge that one. We'll add a box to that, merge it across, right, and then we'll take that one. We'll take this. I'm going to do this now. Let's just Control X there, Control V, and Control X again, and we'll move it along one box there. There we go. And then we can expand this one into the next box. And then merge across. There we go. And put all our grid lines back in there so we can see them. And that one is going to be unit price. Price. And this is going to be per termination. Because we're looking at second fix. So we're installing socket switches, light fittings, and in this case a fuse board. So it's quite a lot. So again, it's not perfect. It's never going to be, but essentially we're looking at first fixed time and second fixed time, and we can adjust that to whatever we want later on. So your materials, so let's merge across our materials. So we merge across all those boxes, merge across our quantities, merge across the unit price values, merge across that one. I mean, this might seem long-winded while you're watching me do it, but in reality, if this is all you're doing one time and you can just copy it for every single job that you do, then it's not actually that big a deal, is it? There you go, here's your price per termination, merge across there. Right, so first fix and second fix. So let's just do something else to separate these up a little bit. I'm going to put a heavy, I'm going to put a thick, dark line around that. So we're separating first fix from second fix. Now we could change the colours as well if we wanted to. So let's do that. Let's change the colours. Let's go with a light orange there. And let's leave that one white. No, we won't. We'll colour it in because we can. Let's colour it in a... No, green and orange. What an ugly look that is. Green and orange and blue. Blech. Purple. Mauve, isn't it? Grey. Let's just do grey. Nice light grey colour. There you go. Okay. So, replacing the consumer units. So obviously your first fix materials are going to be nothing. We'll add something to make it better. So second fix materials, we've got a consumer unit. CU quantity 1 and the price of a populated consumer unit you're looking at £250. Okay. And then let's go. It's not going to be a great look, this, to be honest. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to change this to a simple job, right? Where we're going to put in a new light or change lights. Let's change lights. Change single light to 6 spots. That's fun, isn't it? There you go. First fix materials. So we got cable, obviously, 1.5 mil, 2.1/8. Right, the quantity, let's say you want 15 meters of that, and your price per meter, let's say, let's go £1.50 per meter. Second fix materials. I mean, we've got more than that, haven't we? We've got. I mean, it's just cable, isn't it? We're going to put around the first. We've got clips, maybe clips. The clips. Quantity. Let's say we're going 100. I have a box of them. Price per 100. Let's see, £2. There you go. So materials for your second fix. For your second fix, you're going to need probably joint boxes. You may be on one of these new fancy Wago boxes or whatever you want, but you're going to need your light fittings, sleeve, green yellow sleeve. What else? Second fix. Excuse me. What else are you going to need? Green yellow sleeve, second fix. Light fittings, green yellow sleeve, junction boxes, light fittings. Um, you're going to need. You might need the hoods on the back, or you might want to get the fire resistant ones. Let's just keep it simple. Right, so we're going to need 6 junction boxes, 6 light fittings, and we're going to need, well, green yellow sleeve, to be fair. That's on the first fix, isn't it? So let's just do Control X and put that one here. Okay, let's forget about green yellow sleeve. We don't care, do we? What's that, about £1 a box? And for light fittings, maybe 10 at a go. There you go. So obviously, the better you do your lists, the better you do those two first fix, second fix materials lists, the better your price for your job's going to be. So let's look at how we're going to add this all together. Right, our prices are going to be as simple as, right, let's do, because we don't actually really need this next box, right, to look at. We need this for our quote. So our price for our first fix materials. Hang on, why am I doing that? First fix materials. Okay. And second fix materials. Simple as that, isn't it? Oh, second fix materials. Right. And then we've got first fix time. And you got second fix time. Why am I doing first fix and second fix again? Oh, right. First fix time and second fix time. Right. So let's just make this clear. So we got merging that one across, merging this one across. Oh, it's a slow process. But again, once it's done, it's done. You need to do it once. Of course, this is the millionth time I'm doing it, but I'm demoing, aren't I? Second fix time. Merge that one across, right? And let's make this a bit more clear so we can see it. In fact, we should put this up a box, shouldn't we? Should put it so it lines up with them. So make it line up there. Right, now we'll line it up so it matches the length of our materials. So we'll do all borders there, right. So I'm going to merge across all the way down here as well. Merge across. Merge across again. Oh, did I do it? Yes, I did. In there. Right. So this is now what we're trying to do is sum together the price for all our materials. So if we say this column equals, and it is the quantity times the price. Simple as that, isn't it? Okay. There you go. There's your price for your first fixed materials. Now, if we take that and we pull down, that should calculate for every row exactly what it is. Look, 2 times 100 for that one. Okay. First, now right, I've actually put in there £2 per clip. So we don't really want to do that. We're having one box of clips, aren't we? Okay, so that's better. So it's £2 for clips, and it is £22 for cable. Second fix materials. Same thing. I'm going to do your quantity, sorry, your price, your quantity times your price. Okay, so it equals £6, nice and easy. Sum that down the page, and we should get 60 quid in the next column and zero everywhere else. So this is your total materials cost. We'll work that out in a second. Now, okay, no, we'll do it now. So your materials, your total price for your materials, right, let's merge, let's do this. Materials, merge across, and we'll merge across this one. I could have done this earlier, couldn't I, if I was prepared? Right, so your total materials, right, and that is going to be equal to sum, hang on, we're going to do equal to sum, not sum of, and it is the total of these two columns, isn't it? There's your total materials. Okay, sum of all that. Oh, not plus, close the brackets. Okay, sum of all that, £90.50 for your materials. Right, and I can obviously add to this as much as I want. If I pick, I don't know what more fixed materials, let's say a hood. You want to put a hood on there, you're going to need 6 of them, aren't you? So you got 6, not hood. Why have I just put hood in there? That's no value. Oh, clear that. Right, so we're putting in, that's going to be second fixed materials for the hoods anyway, isn't it? So, I mean, then we want 6 of them, and it's going to be, I don't know, 5 at a go. There you go, that just added 30 quid to our total materials. That'll always update as much as we add in today. So now we're looking at our total time, right? Now here's the thing. Our total, let's not do total time. Let's do first fixed time, second fixed time, and total time. Okay, so we'll do 3 columns there, or 3 rows. Okay, we'll merge this. Right, this is our total, first fixed time, second fixed time, and total time. Now, I probably shouldn't put it in this column, maybe not, but let's just work it out anyway. So, if we say for each meter of cable, right, let's just type here per meter, or time per meter, we'll say. And then we'll have time per termination, okay? All right, so we're looking at that many boxes. Time per meter and time per termination will merge across again there. And then we'll have these two merging across. So time per meter, how long is it going to take you to pull in 15 meters of cable with clips? All right, now we don't really know. So let's just say it takes us 10 minutes per meter, okay? And second time per termination, so connecting up your light fittings, let's say it takes 20 minutes because we're really slow at terminating things, or we like to do a nice job, so it's not slow, but it's precise. So say 20 minutes per termination and 10 minutes per meter. So that means if we come over here, right, our first fixed time is going to be equal to our quantity times our first fixed time. There, simple. Okay, and we'll pull that down a page. Okay, so we're going to do a total first fixed time in that column. All right, it's 150 minutes for your cable and 20 minutes for your clips. Right, looks reasonable. Then for your second fixed time, it's going to be equal to our quantity times time per termination. Okay, and it's 120 minutes for your joint boxes. That's 2 hours to do your 6 joint boxes. And if we pull that down the page, right, it's given us nothing for the rest. I don't know why it's given us nothing for the rest. It should be doing, that one should be doing 6 times. Ah, right, I see what's gone on there. I've messed up. Right, okay. So let's just fix this escape. So it's Q19 is where our time is. So we need to fix this. We need to fix this so it doesn't change. So I'm going to fix the Q and fix the 19. Okay. And let's pull that down the page now. That's better. So obviously we needed to do that for all of our other columns as well, didn't we? So that one, fix that and fix that because we need to stay at Q18 there, don't we? So 150 minutes still, but the next one's going to go to 10, isn't it? Pull that down the page. There we go. Let's fix this as well because that's going to have messed up. That doesn't need to change. No, that was right. That was right. So that's that working. So we just had to do that there. So you know the dollar sign. So that notice the Q18 stays the same on all the columns. So then our total first fix time is going to be equal to sum of these. Right? It's the sum of those, but it's the sum of those divided by 60, isn't it? Okay, because we want it per hour, don't we? Right, that's 2 hours total for the first fix. All right, so the second fix, sorry, equals sum, and it's going to be the sum of the second fix time, those ones, and that one's over 60 because we want to know how long it's going to take in hours because that's what we like in it. And then the total time, well, that's simple enough, equals to first fix time plus second fix time. Where's my plus? There it is. Plus second fix time. And I'm looking at 8.5 hours to do that job. Now that looks reasonable to me. I think 1 day's work and you've got that done. Okay. But if you don't like that time, okay, I understand you don't like the time. So let's say you think it's going to take you longer to do the first fix, or so you can change that then to 30 minutes a meter if you want. Automatically updates everything. So you've now got 8 hours for your first fix, 6 hours for your second fix, and 14 hours total. Now that looks like a long time to me, but this is about your price, not mine. So whatever suits you. So this is our time all worked out. So you can say whether you're happy with the amount of time that you've been given on that job. If you're giving this to somebody else, you can tell them how long you expect them to be on that job for, can't you? All right, so now it's just a case of working out your price, your total price. So with that in mind, we need to come over here and we need to start working out the total price for the job. So where are we? So the total price, let's go and hit it with the total price, okay? So your total price for any job is obviously going to be time and materials. So let's merge that across. Time and materials. So let's line up the columns. Your total price is going to be equal to, now, you've already done your hourly rate over here. It's your hourly rate plus your overheads hourly, okay? And we're going to put them in brackets, okay? So it's your hourly rate plus your overheads. So that's your hourly rate times your time on the job, total time. All right, so you've got your hourly rate, your overheads, and your total time. Then you're gonna, let's put that in brackets as well. Listen, I just put brackets on everything to make sure nothing gets mixed up. Okay, so there's brackets on that. It's definitely going to work out your price for your labour. In fact, let's just see what that comes out as. There's your price for your labour, right? So we'll call this labour price instead of total price. That's your labour price, okay? You've got your materials price there. Oh yeah, so that just works out nice now, doesn't it? Total price is going to be equal to, let's line up the columns. So let's merge across, and then we'll merge across here. Your total price. Your total price is going to be equal to your materials plus your labour. Okay. Now, let's just put this in brackets a minute. Because right now, your total price is not finished. That there is your mate's rates price. That's what you give to your mate. But you're not doing these prices for your mate. You're doing these prices for you. right? For you to earn money to build your business. So your price needs to include profit, right? Now, when you talk to a customer, don't call it profit, call it your markup, okay? Because then it kind of disguises what it really is. But your business, for your business to grow, you have to be putting money to one side. Excuse me a second. You have to be putting money to one side to be able to grow your business. You might need to buy more expensive tools. You might need to hire an admin assistant. You might want to hire an apprentice. You need to build up a bit of cash in your business to be able to expand. So your profit, right, in your business, so your markup is going to be or should be around about 20%. So we're going to times by 1.2, 20%. So your total price is now including profit or markup. And that's going to mark up both your labor and your materials in one hit. So there is your total price for that job. Okay. Now we can do more to this, right? For instance, we could work out what your profit actually is, right? So let's do profit. So obviously, like I say, once you got your price, you want to be able to distribute the money, right? You want to be able to separate it so you know what you can pay yourself and what you can pay. So what you need to put to one side. So your profit that you need to put to one side on this job, okay, is going to be, let's merge that across, we'll keep it the same as the one above. Your profit on this job is going to be equal to, well, hang on, let's work out wages as well, what you can pay yourself for doing this job. You got your wage, your profit, your wage, and your overheads as well, haven't you? So actually, let's do something. Let's put your wage. Let's put your wage there, and we'll put profit in here. No, we won't put overheads in here, and then we'll put profit below that. Okay, so let's merge those across. Wage, profits, and overheads. So your wage on the job is going to be, let's just merge that across. So your wage on this job is going to be literally the time times your wage, your hourly rate. So equals to the hours, total time times your hourly rate, which we put here. Okay, and enter, and that's what you're paying yourself for that job. Your overheads are equal to your total time on the job times your overheads. There, that's your overheads, and your profit. Your profit is going to be equal to your total price minus your wage, minus your overheads, and also minus your materials. Okay, so that is your profit for that job, right? And just to prove it, because obviously when we had all those together, it should come to zero, shouldn't it? So we're now able to separate all the money on that job, okay, and we're able to put it to one side. So what else can we do? Let's say you're not going to give this to yourself. You're going to pass it on to somebody else. So what's going to happen then? If you pass it to somebody else, let's say you've got, okay, wage. Let's see, let's merge them across. Okay, so let's say we got wage for price work. Let's call it wage for price work. So what you're going to pay somebody else to just do it for you, and you're not going to pay them anymore. Wage for approved spark, and wage for new spark. Okay, so wages for different people. So what are you going to actually pay them per hour? Let's have a look at this. So you're paying yourself £35 an hour. So you're not going to pay someone else £35 an hour. You're going to pay them £30 an hour. For a approved spark, 25 quid an hour. And for a brand new spark, straight off his apprenticeship, 20 quid an hour. Now you can change these prices as much as you want. I'm just throwing in numbers. Okay, so your total money you're going to pay to each of these guys is going to be equal to the total hours on the job times the rate you're offering them. Isn't it? So that's what you're paying him. Now let's do something. Let's just put in the stars there, sorry, the dollar signs here. So that one will stay the same. Right now, if we could take this, see the little plus sign again, drag it down. That means I'm paying an approved spark on the tools, sorry, on the books, 350 quid for that job, and I expect him to get that done in that time for sure, right? If he goes over time, though, your profits are going to go down. But obviously, if you look at this, your profits are actually going to go up a little bit. So let's see what your profits have actually gone up by. On this job, you're giving to somebody else. Your profit is now going to be equal to, right, your total price minus your wage you're paying to this guy, minus your overheads, minus your profit. No, not minus your profit, minus your materials. And that's it, isn't it? That's what your profit is now gone up to. So it was 142. Now you're getting £212 profit on this job. If you've got somebody on the books, it's going to be your total price minus his wage, minus the overheads, and minus the materials. So you're paying a fella on the books 350 quid, £25 an hour, and what profits go up to £282 on that job? But that, obviously, he can cut into that. If he goes over time, if he has too long a dinner, his what's the word? He's going to cut into that. So obviously that's why it exists. And for a brand new spark, going to be your total price minus his wage, minus your overheads, and minus your materials. And there you go. That's your profits for a new spark. Now, obviously, they're much riskier things. Paying somebody else to do the job. You prefer to probably do it by giving somebody money on the book, sorry, as a price. But then that is obviously going to be down to you. What's the word? Down to how greedy you feel like you're going to be anyway. So let's just name this box here. This is increased profit. That's what these are. All right, so if we merge across these ones so we can see them clearly. There you go. That's an increased profit for each of those. I'm going to put boxes around them. Whatever. There you go. Move that any way you like. So that is basically how you're pricing a job. Now that little form there, right? I can update the job description, the materials, the unit, the quantity, the units. I can change that as much as I want, and this will automatically update. Right, so let's see what would have happened if I'd done a fuse board. All right, if I'd done a consumer unit, right? Notice they've all just dropped to zero. Boom, all nothing, right? Because I've got nothing on it. So let me change this for a consumer unit, right? Obviously, there are no first fix materials, unless you want to put boards on the wall, wood on the wall, or conduit trunking, things like that. Maybe you want to put some of that in for your first fix. But let's just do a straight board change, right? Your consumer unit, right? Quantity, one of them. The unit price is 250 quid, right? Now, looking at this, this is telling me that you can actually do this job in 30 minutes. Now, that's not true, obviously, right? It's time per termination. So how long is it going to take you to do a fuse board? I'm going to say 4 hours. Not 4 hours, not 4 minutes. Mongo. Right, so 4 hours is going to be how many minutes? 180, 300. Oh, wait, let's just do 4 times 60. There you go. Value, why is it doing that? Oh, no, because I've got to do equals in front of it, that's why. Equals 4 times 60. There you go. 4 hours to do the job. So that gives me a total price of 500 quid. Now, here's the thing. If you're doing this job for, if you're doing this job for somebody else, sorry, for it to be notified, you're going to have to do a certificate as well. So let's just say the 4 hours now goes up to 6 hours or 8 hours because it's a full day, isn't it? If you're going to do this, so 700 quid for the fuse board, and give yourself a wage of 280 quid for the day. But now you've got your business profit of 117 quid. Now, if you're going to pay somebody else to do it, expect them to do it in a day, 240 quid for for a price job, 200 quid for a normal spark, 160 quid for a brand newbie. There you go, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Simple way of pricing any job you want. Okay, now there's more we can add to that, but I think for now that will do.